All this is good, but it's also where the film starts to get shaky. The main driving force of the film is Quaritch hunting Jake and his family. Over 10 years after the hugely successful first film, director James Cameron finally brings us back to Pandora in 2022's Avatar: The Way of Water. Now, I mentioned in my last video that my proper introduction to the Avatar franchise was watching the first film only about a few weeks before the release of this movie, which fortunately I was able to see in theaters. The main protagonist and antagonist, Jake Sully, played by Sam Worthington, and Miles Quaritch, played by Stephen Lang, both return from the first film, and I immediately noticed upon first watching Way of Water how the film develops their characters almost perfectly. Jake is no longer simply the soldier gone rogue for love. He's a clan chief, husband, and father. Every scene with him in this movie is just about perfect, whether it's his interactions with his family or his final one-on-one fight with Quaritch. This makes Jake much more of a likable hero this time around. The Colonel, on the other hand, is a bit more complicated. Is his return as an Avatar one of the biggest plot conveniences of all time? Probably yeah, but at least the movie tries to explain it in a way that logically makes sense inside the story, unlike another movie that we've seen. His transformation physically and psychologically makes him even scarier as a villain than in the first film, and it is his mission that really is what drives the story. The only thing I'll pick on with his character is that I honestly don't think that he would care enough about Spider to give up his threat to manipulate Jake. Even talking about it now, I'm getting flashbacks to Infinity War where Thanos starts crying over killing Gamora to get the Soul Stone. We'll just have to see how Quaritch ends up in the upcoming third film. The heart of The Way of Water, though, is with the Sully family, including Kiri and Spider, who both are great and fun characters, though Kiri seems to basically be just this franchise's version of Anakin. I also think that they handle the older and younger brother dynamic between Natayam and Loak quite well, ending with Natayam's tragic death and Loak's chance to prove himself. This is all part of the movie spending a lot of time showing the family move to a new tribe of Na'vi, the Matkaina. We see their culture and creatures culminating in another great and more brutal final battle, this time on and in the water. All this is good, but it's also where the film starts to get shaky. The main driving force of the film is Quaritch hunting Jake and his family, making this a different type of story, but over a third of the movie feels like one big reskin and rehash of the first film. We have the training, exploring, and making new friends/rival scenes, except with Jake, Neytiri, and their kids, making these parts of the film seem quite slow by comparison to the urgent main plot. Now, I can understand there being things that you have to show to set up what happens in the final fight, like with the Tolkun and Payakan, but when you have as much of it as this movie does, the water starts to get rough. Avatar: The Way of Water is in large part a beautiful yet brutal return to Pandora after a long absence. Though having more characters, factions, and beasts, director James Cameron can once again deliver a great science fiction action epic. However, though the sequel has elements that are better than the first film, especially with its leads, it barely falls behind by trying too hard to repeat it. Avatar: The Way of Water gets an 8 out of 10. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Movies with Michael. I hope you enjoyed this movie review, and you can show it by leaving a like on this video and commenting down below what you thought about this movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was it right there in between? You can tell me all that down below in the comment section. And remember, as always, to subscribe to this channel and click the notification icon to be notified about my latest videos. That's all for now, and we'll see you all next time.